He's the man who once defined cool, James Bond himself, Pierce Brosnan. But behind the tuxedo and the red carpets, there's a story so raw and heartbreaking it feels almost too human to be true. A story about love, loss, addiction, and a father who had to make an unthinkable choice. For over 2 decades, Pierce Brosnan lived with the pain of being estranged from his eldest son, Christopher, a bond broken by tragedy and addiction. But now, new reports suggest something many thought would never happen. A reunion that could heal one of Hollywood's most painful family wounds. Pierce's rise to fame was the stuff of dreams. From a small town in Ireland to the dazzling lights of Hollywood, he found love early with Australian actress Cassandra Harris, becoming stepfather to her 2 children, Charlotte and Christopher. When their biological father passed, Pierce adopted them as his own. They were a picture-perfect family until life turned cruel. Cassandra died of ovarian cancer in 1991, leaving Pierce a widower and Christopher a motherless teenager. The grief hit both hard, but where Pierce buried himself in work, Christopher's world began to crumble. By the late 90s, Christopher was struggling deeply with addiction. Once a promising film student, he became consumed by drugs and despair. Pierce, heartbroken, tried everything: rehab, second chances, forgiveness, until finally, he had to step away. Christopher is very lost, he once admitted. You can't save someone who doesn't want to be saved. It was the hardest decision a father could make, to love from a distance. Years passed. Pierce rebuilt his life, remarried journalist Keely Shea Smith, and raised 2 more sons. His career flourished, but behind the charm, there was always a silence, the son he no longer spoke to. Meanwhile, Christopher lived quietly out of sight, avoiding cameras, headlines, everything connected to fame. Then, out of nowhere, the past returned. This week, British outlets captured a rare image: Pierce and Christopher together in London. No red carpet, no press event, just a quiet dinner. Father and son sharing a table after 20 long years apart. Witnesses described them as relaxed and smiling, and fans online couldn't hold back their emotions. Maybe love really does find its way back, one wrote on X. Insiders close to the family say the reunion was small but powerful, a sign of healing, not publicity. For Pierce, who's lost both a wife and a daughter to cancer, mending this bond may be the closure he's sought for decades. And for Christopher, who spent years fighting his demons, it could be the chance to finally step out of the shadows. If this reconciliation truly marks a new beginning, it's one of Hollywood's most touching comebacks. Not on a screen, but in real life. Because sometimes, even after years of silence and heartbreak, forgiveness speaks louder than fame.